Hi everyone and welcome to Topic Talks, a podcast where we explore some of the exciting things we have been learning about at Sunnyview School. I'm your host, Miss Tollitt, and this week I am joined by some enthusiastic members of Class 4P.
Natasha.
Ángel.
And
Ethan.
Today we have chosen a special theme for the podcast. We have chosen
The environment.
The environment. So why did we choose this topic?
To save the world.
Save the world. That's a nice start, isn't it? Something that we believe quite passionately about here, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I know at Sunnyview we've been doing lots of work to try and help the environment. So we're going to be talking about that today.
I love the environment.
I do too, Ethan. So here are some of the different ideas that we will be covering in today's podcast. Part 1. It will be all about why it is important to take care of our environment. Part 2 is going to be a focus on the Eco Committee at Sunnyview School. And part 3, as always, will be our Quickfire Questions, which we always look forward to.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, shall we get started?
Hmm.
Okay, so why is it important to take care of our environment? Ethan.
Because the environment is where we live, and if we destroy the environment, we go down with it.
Yeah, I agree. Go on, Natasha.
Because as well for the animals, because if we chop too much trees and waste too much paper, then the animals will not have places to live and die.
Yeah, that's very important, isn't it, that we just take what we need? What's a way that we can help out with that?
Not wasting so much paper. And as well, animals are food, and people eat as well animals, and you need meat.
We need to take what we need, but not too much, right? Be very balanced. Okay. What do we know about, if we're using too much paper? Is there anything we can do to, go on and
To
help?
recycle.
Tell me about recycling.
When you use something, you put it in the recycling bin, and they will go to another place so they can do it again.
They can reuse it, can't they? Is that something that we've been doing a bit more of at Sunnyview School? Interesting. Go on, Natasha.
But you cannot put everything to recycle.
Okay. So there's some rules with recycling.
Yeah.
Tell me more.
More paper you can recycle, and bottles.
Yeah. Plastic bottles for sure. Some packaging with our food as well can go into the recycling, can't it?
But not food.
Yeah, I mean, there's ways that you can use the food, you can use it with the grass to make a fertilizer for the grass, but most of the things that we do in the school is to do with papers and plastics, right?
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah.
What are some of the other problems that our environment faces, Ethan? Go on.
Climate change.
Tell us more.
It's basically where when the world gets warmer, the ice caps melt, and basically everything starts flooding and everything starts getting warmer and stuff.
Yeah. It is a real problem for our Earth. A lot of the things that we do cause a negative effect, unfortunately. So what are some ideas that you've got for helping our environment?
At the moment, I don't have any, but I could return at the end of the podcast to answer.
Sure, take your time with that one. And how did you want to add something?
Yeah, if there's climate change and the icebergs melt, there'll be more flash floods, more tsunamis, more floods,
Yeah.
and a lot of animals will get extinct.
Yeah, it's quite sad, really, isn't it? It's very important that we just take what we need, because if we take a lot of energy, it can have a really negative effect on the world. I know that we've been trying really hard. What do we try and do when we leave our classrooms?
Turn off the lights.
Turn off the lights. Try and use a little bit less of our electricity in the school, trying to make sure that we're being balanced.
And the screen.
The screen off.
Usually, books. So we have the questions and we copy it, and then we solve the answer instead of turning the screen on and copy them.
Yeah, just making sure that we have balanced use of technology as well. Gosh, you guys are so knowledgeable. This is really cool. Well done. Okay, let's have a little think as well. So let's check back on our notes. So we've been cutting down too many of the trees, which we've talked about. Ooh, I've got ocean plastics on here. What do we know about Go on, Ethan.
The problem is that there's too much plastic in the ocean. So, for example, a random trout could get stuck in a water bottle.
Yeah, and it's not nice to imagine that the marine life is being affected by these like dirty plastics, right? Go on, Natasha, tell us more.
So like you shouldn't buy so much things that you know you're not gonna use.
Yeah, you're right.
And buy like sometimes like a toy like not so much like 50 times in a month. Like that's too much.
And if you're finished with it, you can always pass it on to someone else, or you can make a donation, find another life for something. Yeah, I like that.
Same as clothes.
Same as clothes. If you're able to buy them secondhand or donate them to someone, that's really good for the environment. Go on, Ángel.
And a lot of times, turtles get trapped in plastic bottles and they will die.
It's really sad, isn't it, seeing how we're affecting our
And
oceans.
dolphins.
Yeah. I know that the plastics are in the oceans and we're trying to clean them up and get them nice again. Yeah.
There's
And
a
some
whole river.
animals can eat it.
And then we eat the fish, and then the plastic's coming back round,
They
right?
get confused like the turtle.
I know, it's very sad.
And there's a few rivers that they're full of dirty. They're dirtiness because from the plastics and everything that we throw.
Yeah. Well, now that we've talked about the sort of negative impact of the plastics in the oceans, what are some ways that we can try to sort of balance that out and try to do some good to make sure that we're having a positive impact? Go on, Ethan.
You could try reusing single-use water bottles to make like a mini terrarium or something.
So you can use your plastics for crafting.
Yes.
Yeah, I know we did that with, what did we make a few weeks ago? Volcanoes we made, and we reused lots of materials for those projects, didn't we?
And some paper cups because the paper cups were reused. They said it in the cup.
Yeah, I always like reusing for projects.
And now we're gonna do as well something in art that we need to bring some toilet wraps.
Yep, using your leftover toilet rolls, that's a great idea, isn't it? They're not going to do much else, are they?
And small boxes and hay.
I've also noticed at Sunnyview School, like, every single child, unless, like, you have a forgetting day, like, what have we all got that we carry everywhere instead of our plastic bottles? What do we use?
Plastic water bottles that aren't single-use or metal water bottles.
That's such an amazing answer, Ethan. So we're not using single-use plastics. We're using, if it is a plastic water bottle, it's not one that you use once and then you put it in the trash. It's one that we reuse and reuse, or a metal bottle, of course. Yeah.
Or you can get the plastic normal water and you can like draw things on it so it's gonna be in a normal water.
So turning it into something nice.
Yeah.
I love that. Very knowledgeable. Okay, well, we've had a little think about some of the like more negative things that are affecting our environment, and we've come up with some really good ideas of how to help them. So I think it might be time to go and talk about some of the things like the Eco Committee at Sunnyview School. I don't think we have an Eco Committee member here, do we?
Bus committee.
So, for example, you know how we have the school council that talk about changes in the school? We now have an Eco Committee in the school who are assigned to helping the environment, and that's Zahira in your class, right?
Yeah.
So what kind of work has she been doing?
Like when we have the recycling bin and when it's full, she goes on Fridays to put it.
So she's been recycling the paper in the classroom, and I suppose classrooms do use a lot of paper sometimes, don't they? So you've been careful to recycle that. I love
And
that.
sometimes when it's scrap paper, we draw and then we put it in the recycling.
So we're getting a paper and then we're turning it round, we're using the back as well, and trying to use them as many times as we can before they're done.
And then we put it in the recycling bin. And then there's another paper.
I love that.
Or you can take it to your house.
And reuse. Ethan, do you want to tell everybody about the Bug Hotel? What's this?
The Bug Hotel is something in the garden. I've only seen it a couple of times, but it's like a bunch of hexagons and stuff where bugs can kind of just live.
Yeah, it's like a habitat that we've created in the school grounds.
Yeah.
Have you been to see it, Ángel?
Yeah.
Okay, tell me what you remember.
I remember there was like a mini house, like a wood one
Yeah.
that had a long hexagons
Yeah.
through the house, and they had some big square holes.
Yeah, and that's the design. So what do we hope will be the impact of having this Bug Hotel? Natasha, do you know?
Yeah, lots of bugs inside. And like one time we saw it and there were like so many bugs.
That's really cool. And some people might be listening to this and going, bugs? Well, why would we want bugs? Bugs are disgusting. I don't like them. But why is it so important for our environment that we do have them?
There's someone from my class that hates bugs and insects.
You don't. I mean, I don't want them on me. I don't want them
Well,
crawling
he doesn't
on
like
me.
it when he sees one, a grasshopper, he runs away.
Well, I mean, we don't want bugs all over us, but they're so important for our environment, aren't they? Yes, Ethan?
There's some things, I think it was spiders. They actually kill mosquitoes.
They're
And
very
mosquitoes are awful.
So it's useful to have all these different bugs. They all have a good impact on our environment, even though we maybe don't want them.
Well, not all like mosquitoes.
No.
Yeah,
I'm sure that
mosquitoes are
even the
awful.
mosquitoes must be important for something. Everything is connected in nature, right? Yeah.
The top predator from the insects and the bugs, it's the mantis.
Is it?
Yeah, I can kill hummingbirds as well.
Oh my goodness. How do you know that?
I saw it in a documentary.
Do you watch lots of nature documentaries? That's a good idea. Maybe we ought
He
to...
got it in his mouth and he threw it
Oh my goodness.
on the floor and he killed it.
Maybe we should see if we can find some nature documentaries that we can watch as part of our lessons at Sunnyview as well. That would be really cool. Okay, let's have a look. So we've done the bug hotel. Do you want to explain your role as the class gardener? I'm not entirely sure what that means, but it's very interesting. Go on, Ángel. What do you need to do for that job?
You have to get some plants, like flowers, bushes, whatever, and then you have to wait for you give them water.
So you're keeping everything under control in the garden. What about you guys? Have you done any gardening out there yet? Go on, Ethan.
I've done a lot of gardening. I started as the class gardener and then it went on to more plants because I got a plant greenhouse like before that. Then more and then more and then you get the point.
Yeah, and I know that some of you guys are quite interested in gardening at home as well. Like, what are some of the fruits and vegetables that you've been growing? Go on, do you want to start, Natasha?
Yeah, like a papaya,
Oh, lovely. You make papayas and you grow papayas in your home?
2.
That's so cool. How big were they? Oh, the trees?
Yeah.
You've got 2 papaya trees. Wow. Have you had them recently? Or are they growing? They're growing now.
I think a year ago I got them.
Right. Are they quite tasty?
I didn't try a long time. And like lemons.
So nice.
We had oranges, but they didn't really grow so good.
I guess some years it's easier to grow, some years it's maybe harder.
But not anymore. And pepper
Nice. That's really nice.
and chilies.
Lunch at your house then, Natasha. Right, Ángel, what are you growing?
I started having a garden when I was like 1 month and a half. And I had in my old house peas, a pumpkin, but the pumpkin was in a too squished pot and it couldn't grow.
Well, maybe now that you've learnt the basics, you can go on to do some more gardening.
Yeah, it was my dad. He put it there and it couldn't grow.
I'm sure that you'll be able to figure it out.
An apple tree, an olive tree.
Really?
Yeah, the olive tree. He did it since scratch when it was 11 years past.
That's so cool. Go on. We got another one?
Yeah. I said the peas, right?
Yeah. Peas and pumpkins. Olive.
Carrots.
Carrots. Lovely. And have you had some carrots recently from the...
No,
Garden?
I had it since 1 year because we still don't have any. And I'm growing a watermelon now.
You're growing a watermelon? That is so cool. That's one of my favourite fruits.
Me too.
I would love to find out how that goes.
The carrots we got them freshly from the ground and we cleaned them and we ate it.
Lovely. Do you know, this is all very good for the environment as well, isn't it? Because if we're growing our own produce, that means that we're not having to get them in plastic wrappers and we're not having to, put them through all the energy process. So it's much better to try and grow our own foods as well if we can. Go on, Ethan, would you like to share what you grow?
Well, my first attempt at growing something was I tried to grow a watermelon one day.
How did that go?
Very badly.
I'm sorry to hear it, Ethan. What happened?
I just overwatered it.
It can be hard to get right. Mm-hmm. What's your plan for the future then? Is there something you'd like to grow?
I don't really like many fruits and vegetables, but I'm growing a couple things. Mm-hmm. Carrots, which is like the only one I like.
It's a good one to like.
Peas. And I'm growing cherry tomatoes because I kind of wanted to.
Oh, they're cute. That's nice.
I'm gonna grow cherry tomatoes.
Apparently that's an easy one, but I've not tried that one yet. So maybe we should make that a goal. Maybe if you make them, you can maybe give them to friends or family as well as a gift.
Yeah.
Go on, Natasha.
A long time ago, when I was still living in England, I think like 4-year-old, and I had cherries in my garden.
Oh, lovely. That's one of my favourite fruits as well. Okay, let's take this a moment then we're just going to move on to the next one, Ángel, because we've got lots that we need to cover. So I think this would probably be a good time to have a look at, well, there's a few others that I might want to. Is there anything else to do with the eco in the school that you'd like to touch on quickly, or shall we go to the quickfire questions?
Quickfire questions.
Are you ready? Okay, let's get going then. So the quickfire questions is I'm going to ask a question and then point to you and you just say what jumps into your head. So try not to overthink it. Don't worry too much, okay? So we're going to do that for a couple of randoms, and then I've done a few that are connected with the topic today, okay? So let's get started. First one. What is your favourite colour?
Red.
Black.
Red and green.
Purple. What is a food that you really like?
Watermelon.
Melon.
Mac and cheese.
I'm going to go pizza today because it was in our spellings this morning, so pizza. Okay, now we're going to go on to the ones that are more connected with this week's topic, okay? So, if you could grow any fruit or vegetable, what would you grow?
Cherries again.
Cherries, you do want to bring them back?
I don't remember how it's called.
What does it look like?
Peach.
A peach. Oh, do you know, I love that one as well. Probably quite hard to grow those ones.
We're gonna grow it in the future.
You're going to have a try?
Yeah.
If you ever grow a peach, I would love to try one.
Yeah, it's like we're gonna buy it like when it's a little one, a little peach tree,
That's
and
really
then
sweet.
we're gonna grow it.
That sounds like a really good project. Ethan, what would you grow?
I would probably grow some peas.
Oh, yeah. Go for the peas again?
Mm-hmm.
Nice. And I would go avocados because I really like them, but I think they're probably really hard to grow as well. I think they need a lot of water from the ground, so could be a project.
You know how much an avocado tree can live?
How long?
For more than 1,000 years.
Oh, my goodness.
10,460.
Okay, so I will have to do a lot of learning about avocados, won't I, if I'm going to grow them? Okay, next part. What is something that you love about planet Earth? Ethan.
Something I love is that it houses like animals and cute stuff.
Yeah, there's lots of cute things on our Earth, isn't there? Like you guys. Natasha.
Dogs.
Dogs. You just like dogs. Why do you love dogs?
Because they're cute and very playful. You can play with them a lot.
They're one of the amazing things about our Earth, aren't they?
And as well, swimming pools.
Dogs and swimming pools. What a fabulous answer. Yes.
Nature.
Nature. Tell me more.
Trees and animals.
Love that. Really nice. What's something I love about planet Earth?
And rocks sometimes.
Rocks as well. Rocks are really interesting. I would say maybe the seasons. I love having like wintertime and summertime, completely different types of season. So you can see how the years are changing. That's probably my answer. Okay, final quickfire question. Do you have any ideas for the Eco Committee at Sunnyview next year? Yes.
I think they could make class gardeners in every class.
Okay. That's a great idea. I will suggest that, and I'm sure you can too. Any other ideas for next year? What could we do? Natasha?
Like, one class has their own small garden with some plants.
Oh, like in the classroom or outside?
Outside or in the classroom, like.
So making more space for our own little bit of garden that we can kind of look after. That's a really nice idea. Any ideas?
In the place of the fountain where is the bug house, every class can plant a mini tree.
Yeah, I love that. So we could plant our own little trees and see which one is growing the most successfully. Like a little tree competition. I love these ideas. That's really nice. Let me think of an idea for the Eco Committee. Well, we are already recycling. We've made a big improvement with our papers and plastics. Maybe we could look at recycling food, especially maybe some of the food from the lunch hall. Maybe we can find a way to recycle that or make it into compost that we can use. That'd be a cool project.
Yeah.
Kind of tricky, but it's good to have a goal. Okay, so for this part, if you would like, you can do a shout out. Is there anyone that you would like to say hello to? You want to say hello to someone? Okay, so we're going to look into this camera over here. So do you see over there? Look straight into the lens of the camera and say your shout out.
Now?
Yep.
Hello, Amalia.
Hello, my auntie.
Hello, my brother.
Hello, my teacher friends. Anyone else that you would want to shout out?
Hello, Miss Astre.
Do you want to thank anyone?
Hello, Kiwi.
Hello, Kiwi. Anyone else, Ethan?
Thank you, Danny.
Anyone else? Okay, right, well.
Hello, friends.
Hello, friends. Hello, all of Sunnyview. We hope you've enjoyed the podcast.
Hello, family.
My other random friends and family.
You guys are so sweet. Okay, it sounds like a good place to leave it. So, no, we are not leaving it. One more question from Ángel.
Yeah, and today's my auntie's birthday.
Is it? Well, why don't you say happy birthday to your auntie? Look in the camera, say happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Eugenia.
Aww. Well, thank you everybody for watching today and listening. We hope you've enjoyed learning about the environment. Ethan would like to say...
Somewhere in the podcast around the start, you said, what ideas are you coming up with?
That's true, Ethan. I did say I would come back to you. So have you got something for us?
Yes.
Go.
It is a plant thing made out of a water bottle where that's it. I think I already said that, actually.
So what you're saying is that we can look at ways to combine plants and plastics so that we've got something that needs to be reused, but we can add nature to it. Mm-hmm. Who was it that was talking about there was like a water pod or a reusable straw or something? Was it you, Ethan?
Yeah, me.
Yeah, not Natasha. What were you saying?
There should be the straws in the earth. You have a straw, and you can drink water through it.
Yeah.
But it gets a little soft, and then you can eat it like a sweet.
Yeah. So one of Natasha's inventions we were talking about was a straw, but when you've finished eating it, instead of putting it in the trash or putting it in the ocean so that an animal can eat it by accident, you can just eat the straw and finish it like that.
And
what a great idea.
And I have
No,
it.
not plastic, made of something like a pasta or something that you can eat like a food.
I have one.
I love pasta.
Yeah, well, you can eat your straw after you're done with it. These are cool ideas. I hope that we carry on talking about the environment at Sunnyview and we do more projects. Cool. Okay, thank you so much, guys. I'm really, really proud of you. Should we have a little high fives in the middle? Let's get some high fives going. Well done, team. Thank you.